They broke into my house.
Next, sitting home, watch my gram, who vex me? I want like a real girl, I chase them.
This is cozy. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name's Leanne. Make sure you subscribe. Also follow me on the gram. It'll be on screen now. I talked too much, so I had to write down my notes. Also, by the way, I hope everyone's alright. I hope everyone's hanging on in there. Listen. So this is a story time. Oh my god, my bed. This is a nightmare. I'm sure you can imagine. I'm so sorry if you hear this squeaking. I don't know what's going on with my bed. That's quite boring, to be honest, so I don't really have a lot of story time. But this is something that I did just kind of remember. So ages ago, someone in my Love Island Q&A asked me if I'd cut anyone off since the show. For anyone who didn't know, I wish you didn't have to know, but basically I took part in this reality TV show in the UK. So I got one question about that in my Q&A, asking if I'd cut anyone off since the show. And also my mukbang, someone was asking me about toxic friendships, and I was like, no, I don't really have any toxic friendships. But I've just remembered a huge one that I think I can tell you guys about. Alright, you know what? This squeaking. Shut up. So I've wrote down some notes because, as I said, I just talk way too much. I think the thing with me with toxic relationships, honestly, I've had to deal with them my whole life. I think it's something that I'm gonna eventually get more into. Not relationships with necessarily a guy, but relationships, family, friendships, etc. So I would call this girl my best friend. I've known her since about reception. By the way, for anyone who doesn't know, reception is just before you start primary school in the UK. So I think you're around maybe 4 or 5. Correct me if I'm wrong. We'll call her Moesha. I don't know why. We'll call her Moesha. So yeah, we went to the same primary school, we went to the same secondary school. We went to different colleges, but we were still quite close. And then I feel like our friendship started to drift since in uni. I feel like our friendship just wasn't the same after. To be honest, our friendship had been struggling. Her actions after the show just like pushed me over the edge, and I was like, nah. So yeah, I would say that our friendship started to drift when I went to uni. She did not go to uni, so I feel like our lives, particularly then, just started to go down different paths. Let's take it back to secondary school when we were like tight. Like, she was around mine all the time. We would go out all the time. She was always very, very desired. Everyone wanted her, without getting too political and into the topic. But again, like I spoke about this in my assumptions video, I was kind of the ugly friend at the time. Whenever she was like meeting mine or doing anything and she would want me to go with her, I would go, and I would just be there chilling as the ugly friend. It was always so awkward, but that's what you do for your friends. After doing that a few times, I would be like to her, please, like, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. Like, please, can you not just go by yourself? And she'd be like, please, like, I really don't want to go by myself. So I would be there, always third wheeling with her. But then she got into this one situation. She got into this one situation with this guy, which brought me nothing but stress. Now guys, the story is long. Like, you've got to understand that this was a 17-year friendship. Yeah, I can't go too much into details, and it might seem like I'm glossing it over, but it somehow I would always get dragged into it. Whenever they're arguing, he would call me and he would shout at me. The whole situation was just a mess. Sorry guys, I just changed the lighting. Hopefully this is better. But every time they would argue, which would be every other minute, he would be calling down my phone. I would be getting cussed. I also knew the boy that she was doing her little thing with, so that's why he felt like he could call me. I'd always be like to Moesha, this situation is not good for me, it's not good for you, it's just not good for anyone. Like, the thing with Moesha, which I've just realised, is she's very, very selfish. Anyway, I'll get into that. They were doing their thing and they were having their problems. This guy will call him Brent. I also had another best friend at the time called we'll call her Rachel. No. We'll call her Angel. So Angel was also seeing Brent. 2 of my closest friends at the time were seeing the same guy. The whole thing was just messed up, but we were in year 8, we were dumb. Because Moesha had realised that Angel and Brent had their little thing going on, Moesha would still chat to Brent, but she moved on to someone else who we'll call Jacob. Moesha started talking to this Jacob. Moesha was still talking to Brent and Jacob, and I mean, we all lived in the same area. This is from secondary school. We're not going to live too far from each other. So Brent and Jacob knew each other, and it just caused war. Now this, I will never forget. Brent was calling off my phone like, wow, where's Moesha? Is she at yours? Is she at yours? And obviously Moesha was at mine because she's always at mine. But I was like, no, like, Moesha's not here. I'll get her to call you. And he's like, no, I need to chat to her now. So he comes to my house. He starts ringing off my doorbell. And I remember it was after school. And my mum didn't get home till like 6. It's just me and Moesha in the house. Not letting him in because I'm like, he's clearly very upset. I don't want to be involved. Brent goes and gets Jacob, and when the doorbell goes like it's meant to go but it goes. That's what them two were both doing. They were throwing things at my house, so we were like, okay, thinking, do you know what, they'll probably go away when they get bored. These two broke into my house to get to Marisha. They broke into my house. To this day, I will never forget the mortification that I felt. They broke into my house. I was like, okay, cool, this is the situation. They broke in, going, where's Marisha, where's Marisha? Both of them together are tag teaming, and I'm just there like, two men have broken into my house, not even for me. Not even because they want me. This was the type of drama she would bring to me all the time. Like, I like peace, I like a simple life. So that was just an example of things that I've gone through with her, just to give you guys an idea of what our type of friendship was like. She would get in trouble and I would be there for her like a saviour. These are the types of things that you think about, like retrospectively, when you're thinking back. Anyway, moving on. That bit was so long, and that's not even why I even cut her off, because I was still friends with her for like 10 years after that. Okay, so let's do little things. Like I said, in college we were still, like, we weren't as close as in secondary school, but we were still defo close. So for example, if I would speak to a guy, she either literally hated his guts, which, by the way, can anyone else relate? I love my friends so much, and obviously the person I'm seeing means a lot to me, so it's like, you two have to get along by force. You have to. I just don't like unnecessary stress, so I find it very stressful when my friends don't get along with someone that I'm seeing. So she would literally hate their guts for whatever reason, or she would be extremely close to the point where it was actually weird. Like I said, I love it when my friends are also friends with the person that I'm seeing. I like them being close. Some people don't like it. I like for the person I'm seeing and my friends to have their own rapport. I feel like she took it too far. She would like be calling them like non-stop. I don't know, it's just little things that go a tiny bit too far. It's different if they were friends from before, but where you know the person I'm seeing through me, I feel like she just would take it too far. And then with that, in turn, every time, like for example, me and the person I'm seeing would like have an argument, she would literally always take his side. 100% get sometimes in the wrong. I'm human, and I don't mind my friends being like, Leanne, no, you're crazy, like that's not what you should do. But it was like, even when I'm certain, okay, he's definitely done something wrong, she's still like, yeah, but I feel like you made him do that, or you made him do this. And it's like, okay, cool, just let me know, are you in love with my man? Let's just agree to disagree. This story is long, I have to take breaks. Okay, so birthdays. I know a lot of guys make fun of girls for cutting friendships off because of birthdays and stuff. Birthdays are just an indicator of who's gonna make the effort for you to feel special on that day. Guys, she has never been to not one single one of my birthdays. We've been best friends for 17 years, whatever, and every single birthday there's some sort of excuse. Actually, no, she's been to one. I'm not gonna cut someone off because they can't make it to a birthday, but I just do feel like it's just an indicator that you can't be bothered. Anyway, so my last birthday, which was just a disaster by the way, I met her the day before my birthday, and I was like, sis, if you're unavailable or you can't make it, just let me know now and I'll sort out the booking. If I've booked somewhere and I've paid a deposit for something, do you know what I mean, just help me out. Anyway, so she's like, yeah, 100% I'm coming. So she's meant to come mine before we go, just go into some restaurant slash club slash bar thing. 8 PM is when the cab was meant to come and get us. 7:55, I still haven't heard anything from her. I've had to call her and be like, what's going on, are you meeting me there? And she's like, oh, I can't come anymore. Let me even see if I can find her reasoning. It's last minute, I don't know, I actually want to come this time. It's so annoying. I actually want to come this time. I aired that message. My birthday was already very stressful, so I didn't even have time to even acknowledge that. But a week later, I sent a voice note. Wait, let me see.
I literally told you in April about my birthday thing. I even saw you the day before. I'm pissed
I was
about
angry.
It. And, I thought I would just tell you because I'm annoyed about it. But anyway, I thought I'd let you know because it's just proper out of order. But yeah.
I was angry, but I don't think it was the birthday thing. It was the build up of so many other little things that she does. Even every time we'd go out, like we would go out together and then she would leave early to go and see her man. And it's like, we've come out together, we've been out for an hour, now you're gonna leave me by myself to go see your man. She just didn't have any regards, like she was just very selfish. Again, it's like 17 years of that stuff, so it's just like little things like that that build up and add up. Birthday thing, it just pushed me over the edge. That was whatever, I was like, I've had enough. But then she called me saying that she needed my help, whatever, and I was like, listen, I'm always gonna be there for you regardless. And then we'll call again until, okay, sorry, I'm jumping back and forth. The birthday thing was actually after I graduated. So I graduated in June 2018. There was no congratulations on the graduation. Like, my own best friend can't even congratulate me for my graduation. Just little things like this would keep happening. I don't think she even rated the uni thing. There was no congratulations when I graduated. She literally couldn't care less. I think she was even messaging me the same day talking about her boy trouble. I feel like because of how long I'd been friends with her, I was holding on to the friendship. Sometimes you just don't have to torture yourself with the friendship just because of time, honestly. Anyway, that was just like little examples of the things that she would do. But this is the reason why I've cut her off forever. So like now, like I don't think there's any coming back from this. In fact, I'm sure there's no coming back from this. You guys know, and as I mentioned, I took part in a reality TV show in the UK. The thing is I just wish I could tell you guys everything. I just found the whole thing very taxing. Anyway, so in there, friends on the outside could see like what's going on. When I exited that reality show, as some of you guys would know, I received the worst backlash that I think anyone's ever gotten. That is just my opinion. Genuinely, I feel like from the little that I saw, because I didn't even see it all, my friends hid a lot from me. I genuinely do think got the worst backlash, the worst trolling, death threats, everything. Maybe I just had that opinion because it happened to me, so it felt like I got it the worst. So with that being said, you can imagine what it's like coming out from an experience that's overwhelming and come out to an absolute madness. And yeah, so before I even land, I'm getting calls left, right and centre from everyone. Just everyone's just trying to make sure that I'm good, that I'm okay. So for a whole week after I'd left the show, she had not contacted me. Okay, so it's actually a week later. I had issues with my laptop. I just couldn't film the rest of the video. So literally, I've just watched like 2 clips back just to see like kind of where I left off. I just wanted to make a few disclaimers because I just know people are going to be annoyed about this. But when I said I felt like I received a lot of backlash or the most backlash, that's not a point for you to debate whether it's justified or not. You can just see annoying people being like, he deserved it and you're a bitch. And just to mention, all parties who were actually involved, we've moved on. Therefore, someone who wasn't involved also needs to move on and, you know, do something more productive. Yeah, that's one point on that. I don't need people saying, yeah, but what you did, what you didn't do, or whatever. It's not the point of the video today, so there's no need for you to comment that. By the way, I think I left off where I said he had taken 7 days to contact me. Now I just realized I played myself because I've deleted her off Snapchat, so I can't even get to the message. Okay, so on the 7th of February, which is around a week after I came out, she goes, hey, you stay true to yourself, which is amazing. I would have done the same thing, especially if I didn't like someone. Obviously was going to message sooner, but I wanted you to settle in. And that was it. Now that's crazy to me. That's a nice message and stuff. Sorry, let me just delete her again quickly. It's just a nice enough message, but it's weird because I got stronger, nicer messages from like even my friends' mums and stuff, like to know someone for all them years and to only get that, like not even a call to check to see if I'm okay, because as I said, a madness was going on. A lot of people would call me, just be like, Leanne, hello, you still around? Alright, good, type of thing, because it was a crazy time. Nice of her to send a message at all, but I don't know, I just feel like it wasn't enough. To be honest, that just defined our friendship. It just wasn't enough. Do you know what I mean? It was that, and I go, thank you so much, girl, I appreciate it. And that was it. It was just done. That was even before things got crazy. So I feel like things got crazy, then I came out, it kind of died down, then things got crazy again, and she saw it all, and yeah, that was it. I mean, but more recently I've actually seen that she has been kind of liking anti-Leanne posts and just think like rubbish like that. So like there's loads of gossip rooms and stuff that will post about me. Oh my god, there was one time, I think it was in February, oh my god, everyone was taking things that I said out of context. In that time period there was nothing that I could do right, and I just feel like anything I said would be twisted into she's a bitch. You know what I mean? Obviously the whole TikTok thing, if you don't know that the TikTok that I'm talking about, me and someone else from this reality TV show went to this brand, magazine brand, to be interviewed, and while we were there they asked us to recreate one of our most iconic moments or something like that. Oh shit, I've just lost what I was saying. It became this huge issue. Anyway, that was one of the posts that again I was getting trolled, the death threats, all that shit. And something else happened. I went on my friend's podcast, shout out Black Girls Living, and I said that I'm a fan of talking behind people's backs, and I see how that can be taken out of context, but it was taken out of context. Just saying, not everything needs to be said to someone's face, especially if you know that what you say is gonna hurt the person. Sometimes just keep it in your group chat or just keep it with your girls and keep it pushing. You listen to the whole podcast, you will get that. By the way, leave the link down below if you want to listen, but it's not a messy podcast, and all these sites were posting it like, yeah, Leanne loves to bitch behind people's back because she's a bitch. So things like that would happen, and it's like there would be comments like, oh, she's a bitch, she's a dumb bitch, just everything like like that. Posts like that, she started to like comments like, yeah, she's a bitch. I was thinking, oh my god, like for a very long time I didn't follow any like UK gossip sites and stuff, but sometimes when I would log into my friend's account who does, I would see that her name would be in the likes of, you know, this post about how much of a bitch I am and how evil I am and how ugly I am and all this shit, and she'd be liking it. To me, that is just crazy. Like, I don't know. What do you guys think that that's about? Or am I just looking into this too much? It's a bit weird. Like, I just don't know. Like, and because she's the only one, like, genuinely, my friends, shout out you guys. They have been my rocks. I am obsessed with my friends. So, like, I don't know, I think it is difficult when you have a friendship fallout, which is probably why I held on to that friendship for so long. And do you know what? At the end of the day, the friendship was on its way out anyway. Well, how can you not call me after you know that I've been slated everywhere and you start liking negative comments and stuff? Like, my friends would never. Anyway, I think we've come to the end of the story. I'm wondering if there's anything I should clear up or anything, or any disclaimers that I should give. Okay, let me just give this disclaimer, because a lot of people, when I explain myself, they say that I'm giving excuses. I'm allowed to explain myself, you know, so you get a better understanding of, you know, why I did it, instead of just apologizing and you guys think, oh, she did it because she's malicious. Well, that's just not true. Okay guys, I think that's the end of the video. Let me know what you think about the whole situation. Am I overreacting? Was she out of order? It's all part of life, I guess. People drift, people grow apart, people change. I feel like there's so many bits that I've skipped out. Let me know if there's any other videos that you guys want to see. Make sure you like, comment and subscribe. Also make sure you head over to my Instagram and follow me on there at Leanne Amaning, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye.
You with it? I'ma get it, I'ma get